What's up, soul fam? Another day, another dollar, no holla. No dollar either, but it's all good. Universe always provides. I'm out here barefoot as fuck, out in the motherfucking streets. Had to wash them stank ass shoes, man. Them motherfuckers were foul. Well, they were foul as hell. Haven't made it to the gym yet. I wanted to do my laundry first. That way I can go to the gym, shower up, put on clean shit, and then fucking probably go head to that one place that I was talking about yesterday. That Coliseum. It looks like a Coliseum, so I heard. I hope this woman doesn't say anything about me fucking not having any shoes on. No shoes, no shirt, no service. Funny thing about that is I fucking took off my shirt and my shoes so I could wash them both. Stanky as a motherfucker, but I needed to wash that blanket. Like, when you sleep in a fucking sleeping bag and you're out in the streets, that shit gets foul easily, man. And there ain't nothing worse than the smell of sweat. Like, you know that smell where you wear fucking like Adidas fucking swishy pants, like the synthetic fucking pants, and you sweat in them and the sweat dries and it smells like fucking almost like a hint of ass. Yeah, that. And I don't fucking walk around like that. Like, I don't carry myself like that. I don't fucking stink. Like, I could shower. I cannot shower for a week and you still wouldn't be able to smell me if I wasn't moving around like I am in in warm weather and shit like that. I ain't gonna lie. I'll share some shit with y'all. When I was a dope fiend, like straight fucking heroin addict, there was times where I didn't shower for a month. A fucking month. I was a scumbag. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell, like, I didn't stink or anything, you know? And when you're on opiates, you're fucking always constipated. So I barely ever fucking, went number 2. I'd be lucky if I used number 2 maybe once every other week. So like once. I'll be lucky if I did it once a week, And when you did, I just want to share this with you, but when you're on opiates, if you have ever experienced this, you get constipated and you're still eating and all you are is blocked up. And when you do use the bathroom, that shit is fucking painful. Absolutely painful. You know what the fuck I'm talking about if you've ever fucking were an opiate addict of any sort, because all opiates do it. Kratom don't do that to me. I've heard other individuals say that Kratom constipates them, but actually Kratom has the opposite effect on me. When I first started taking Kratom, the side effects that I had were in the morning, I would get these fucking intense cramps and have to use the bathroom. And then I used to have these vivid ass fucking dreams. Like, I highly recommend anybody use Kratom for like a week and check out the fucking dreams, man. They're real. But, I'm just fucking out here, fucking shoeless. I would have had sandals, but when I was on the beach, I had took my sandals out my bag and I stuck them in my granny cart and one had fell out. So I need to fucking manifest some sandals. I see one sandal everywhere I go. Wonder what that says. I see shoes everywhere I go. That's a sign of faith. When you see like random shoes, like you see a shoe laying on the ground, that means, following your light, following your truth, and having faith in the universe and faith in the divine plan. I guess from what I've heard, shoes shoes or whatnot are mentioned a lot of times in the Bible. But I don't really get into that Bible thing, because I don't know what the fuck's truth and what's not, Why even bother? And I can't even understand it. I can't read something I don't understand just for the sake of reading it so I could say, yeah, I read the Bible. I mean, I think a majority of the people fucking read the Bible just to say that they read the Bible. Like it's a notch on their belt or something. Me personally, I don't give a fuck. My Bible's in my heart. My truth's in my heart. So as long as I'm living out my heart, I'm all good. And there's the thing about living out your heart. it's difficult when you're carrying all this fucking shit. Like, I got all these fucking belongings, right? And I fucking definitely decluttered. But I have all these bags. And, like, I'm not all love and light. You know, there's times that I want to punch people in their face. But I release it. I feel it, experience it, and release it. And know that it's not me, it's the ego fucking getting all butt hurt. So, but yeah, like, I love, you know, to think about punching people in their face when I get angry. But it's just a thought. I don't react on it. So, how about relationships? I've mentioned relationships in a past video, and I haven't talked about it in a while. So the title of this video is going to be in regards to relationships. A lot of individuals are in fucking relationships, and it's all out of fucking neediness. It's all out of fucking just selfishness, you know? And I'm telling you, like, 95%, if not more, are fucking in selfish relationships where it's needy ass love. Needy. I need you to need me. I used to be like that, you know? I used to want to be needed. And then when my girlfriend didn't live up to the expectation of the ego, I would get all pussy hurt. Like I had sand in my vagina or something. And I'm sure a lot of men experience that, you know? You know, us men, like, let's just say we're going on a date, right? Maybe it's the first time that we're with that person, right? But we're really interested in a needy ass way, like, oh, she looks sexy as hell, or, oh, she looks, or, you know, whatever it is, you know? And we get this idea of how this fucking first date's gonna go, right? We get this expectation, we sit there and dwell on it and think about it, and we're all laughing, like, oh, it's gonna be so great. And then the date goes totally differently than it did. And we get all pussy hurt about it. And sometimes when that happens, depending on, if it's not a first date, you ain't gonna project anything because you don't want to give that impression right off the bat. But let's just say, you know, you go to take your girlfriend out, right? And you get an idea of how the night's gonna go, right? Like, let's just say you're spending all this money, right? You're gonna take her out to dinner, you're gonna get a room, you're gonna go out to the movies, the show, whatever you're gonna do, right? And then you're gonna get some pussy, right? And then none of that happens. You don't get no ass. And you fucking sit there projecting your bullshit onto your girl because you weren't vocal about your needy assness. So you just sit there and act like a fucking whiny bitch, you know? Not even saying anything, not even man enough to say anything. You just act all pissy. And she could tell. She's like, or you're like, and she's like, what's wrong, baby? And you're like, nothing. Yeah, hoe ass niggas. Straight up. I used to be one. I know. And there's a lot of them out there. And women do the same fucking thing. You ain't exempt. You don't get your fucking way, you act some type of way. You know? Neediness. But when it comes to sex, it's a different story with guys. You know? Guys, like, thrive on that shit. They feel like they're more of a man when they get a piece of ass. You know? It's funny when you fucking talk to a fucking egotistical fuck, and he's talking about all the women he slept with and how he's like this king ding-a-ling fuck. That shit's dead, bro. Fucking how much pussy you get has nothing to do with you being a man. If anything, has everything to do with you not being a man. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So if you're in a needy ass relationship, or you're with a needy ass man, and you know, you spend more time arguing because you don't live up to his expectations, or vice versa, she don't live up to your expectations. When are you gonna just like throw in the towel and say, you know what, this ain't it? But we're so comfortable being fucking miserable all the time. And we don't want to go through the breakup. We don't want to go through that despair, that heartache, that hurt. So we just sit and wallow in that fucking miserableness. For how many years, you know? For how many years? And if there's a point in your mind where you're like, this ain't the one, and then you know, she says something sweet, and you're like, oh man, I take that back. Maybe it was just my ego. No, she ain't the one. As soon as you said that, that was the spirit telling you, she ain't the one. I used to do it all the time in the beginning of my relationship, but I stuck through it because I wanted to believe that she was eventually going to live up to my expectation, that she was going to actually bend to my will. And she never did. She never had no right to. That's the thing about relationships. A true, healthy relationship is, I don't need you. You don't need me. I'm whole and complete. But when we're together, greatness happens. You support me. I support you. You know, I support you. You support me. We have like-minded fucking goals. And we push each other to be great. That's what a relationship's about. Not fucking neediness. So if you're in one of them relationships, quit wasting your fucking time, because it's going to end eventually. So why not end it on your time? Why not fucking step out your comfort zone, get through that bullshit of fucking the breakup, and move on? Because it only lasts. It's temporary, you know? Depending on how much you guys argue and fight and do this, it's going to be easy, you know? But there's so many people in these fucking sorry-ass relationships. I don't get it, you know? And until you fucking find yourself and you feel whole and complete on your own, you have no business getting in any relationship, especially if it's a woman with kids. I did that, you know? And it hurt. I would like to say I won't get with a woman with kids anymore, because it just complicates things. Because not only are you hurting that woman, those kids might be fucking attached to you as well. And on top of that, let's just say that woman has a kid or two. That means you got to love 3 times more, right? And sometimes when you give yourself away, you're giving aspects of yourself away, you feel cheated. And when you feel cheated, you start getting spiteful and you start doing shit. Like when you didn't get any ass, you started fucking giving a pussy ass attitude and fucking being spiteful and just doing shit just to fucking make her get down to your level on that low vibe shit. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. So relationships aren't there to fucking make you whole and complete. No, they're there for like support, just because you guys have a connection that's deeper than sex, that's deeper than anything besides just being in that person's energy field. And you'll know it. You'll fucking know it. How do you know it? After a month, if you still ain't in that honeymoon fucking phase, that's how you know. You know it was some needy ass shit. You know it was a needy ass relationship. Not saying that relationships aren't going to be challenging. They're going to be quite challenging, especially when they're real, you know? But when you're in a certain state of awareness and you know you're aware of your programs, it's a totally different story. Because then you can't project your shit onto her. You keep it to yourself and say, babe, I need a little space. I'll be back. And then she's in the same mind state as you, so she understands. And it's vice versa, you know? But let's just say you weren't in that awareness and you're like, instead of being like, wow, you triggered me, I need to go air out, it's going to be, you pissed me the fuck off and you're bogus as fuck. That's the difference of awareness. When you're in a higher awareness in a relationship. It's exactly what I said. I don't need to repeat myself. So start questioning the relationships you have. Not even just a husband or a wife or a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Talk about friends too. You know, start talking to your friends. Start sharing your goals with your friends. And you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So think about the 5 people that you surround yourself most, and you're the average of that. Is that greatness to you? If it's not, you better choose another circle. Or just hang out with yourself and hang out on YouTube and hang out with Tony Robbins and fucking whoever else, Eckhart Tolle, fucking whoever inspires you, you know? That's the same thing. You fucking watch a 2-hour podcast that was uplifting and positive, that was like Tony Robbins or someone inspiring. You just hung out with Tony Robbins for 2 hours. Make him your friend, you know? That's what I did for the last fucking year and a half. Hung out in my fucking room by myself, you know? It's all good though. Because even if you watch this video, you're probably too scared to fucking step out your comfort zone and actually fucking end the relationship. And end it civilized. If you speak your truth and say, babe, you know, I ain't happy. And if I ain't happy, I can't make you happy. And not only am I cheating myself, and I'm cheating you. So let's just not bullshit each other and fucking just fucking separate, you know? It's all about speaking your truths. It's all about speaking your truths. You know? And there's no coincidence once you start going through this awakening how certain people just fall out of your life. Because they see that you want better, you're doing better. And it makes them feel like they're lacking. You know, so they just quit calling. You quit calling. You know, I had an individual 17 years, you know, that we known each other, you know, and, you know, there'd be times where we didn't talk for a while, you know, and then we hook back up. But like I said, I'm in my fucking journey and he's on his, and it's a totally different fucking level of awareness. And he's still in the fact that he wants to take shit personal and he wants to give off and act like he's a giving motherfucker, but all his fucking giving is conditional, you know, and I realize that. There's conditions, there's motives, you know. Don't give me your fucking, your motive-driven money, you know. Don't give me your fucking conditional cash. I'm good, you know. And that's cool. Like I said, I have no resentment. And he's actually in the process of waking up himself. And maybe one day when he steps into his true power, you know, he'll fucking grab a vaginal swab the sand out of his fucking vagina and give me a call. And then he'll have the nerve to say, you know, that shit goes both ways. You can call me. But why? Why would I call? You know? I'm perfectly aware that we're not a vibrational match. And yeah, if you needed anything from me, any advice, or if there's anything that I could do for you, I am open and available. It's not personal, but I'm just aware, you know? It might sound like it's personal, and it might be the simple fact that it's a program that I have that I've known this fuck for 17 years, and something so petty, you know? And I even knew what it was, and he didn't even tell me, you know? Fucking, I made a GoFundMe account. I think I mentioned this in a video. I made a GoFundMe account, and I had him do something because I couldn't do it. And then he ended up starting the GoFundMe with $25. And a week went by, and I kept the crowd fund. But I realized I didn't have the following to make it work. Like, post on, like, everybody that I know on my Facebook is from a past life. You know what I mean? The old Michael John, or the old Mikey, or the old Mike. And they have a certain projection of me, you know? And people like to project their bullshit on the others. So they'll be like, oh, he's fake. You know, he's fake. That ain't him. Not knowing motherfuckers change. But those are the people you have to separate yourself from. When you think someone can't change, people change. People could change in a snap of a fucking finger. You know? Just know that. We are not fucking linear beings. We are multidimensional beings living in a multidimensional reality. And your whole life can change in a snap of a fingers. Your whole awareness can snap in a change of a fingers in fucking seconds. You can go from fucking being a low vibrational fuck to just fucking high vibing, you know? So just know that. And the moment you program that in your mind, then it's a possibility. But if you think that you're a linear being, and let's just say you have the flu on Monday, it's gonna take you to Friday to fucking feel better, that's because you're a linear being. You have that program. But you're a multidimensional being, and you can gain your health back in the snap of a finger, you know? So either way, like I said, question your relationships. If they're not serving you and you find yourself fucking trying to convince yourself that they do, that's a program. And it goes for everybody. It goes for fucking relatives. I don't give a fuck if it's your fucking mom, your dad. If they don't serve you and they fucking try to keep you down and they don't fucking, like my ex-girlfriend, like her family, like she used to always want to do better. She was like, you know, she was a nursing assistant, and then she's going to school to be a fucking a registered nurse. And her fucking family's like, what are you doing? You had a good job at that warehouse. You had insurance and benefits. And that's the fucking program of fucking, you know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. That culture, they have a program where they feel like they have to work hard, bust their ass, and fucking just give themselves away in order to make a living, to survive, just to survive. And then they project that shit on their kids. So their kids are doing the same shit that they did. Oh, just get a fucking job at a company where you get good benefits and insurance and you get fucking holidays off. And they're fucking setting their kids up for a fucking miserable ass existence. And if you're one of them, step out of that. Don't allow them to project that shit on you anymore. You are capable of creating anything that you want to fucking experience as long as it's in your heart. Don't listen to your parents. Your parents don't know. Your parents are the reason why you're in the position. And I'm not dogging on the parents. The parents did the best that they could. How they were raised. This is fucking implanted in our DNA. It's ancestral, and that's what we're doing, is healing this shit. And when we heal it within our DNA, we fucking break the cycle. And that's what this whole awakening and this ascension on this planet is about, is breaking the cycles in our ancestral DNA. So if you grow up in any culture where, you know, you have to fucking compromise and you have to settle for some shit, I would rethink, you know, fucking your living circumstances, you know, and maybe just not, if you're stuck where you're at, maybe just not sharing anything with them and keeping it fucking cordial, you know. Hi, how you doing? Good morning, you know, simple shit. But this phone's about to die, so I'm already at fucking crazy amount. So I'm gonna let this go. Hopefully you guys gain something from this video. You know, it's all blessings. You gotta love yourself. Blessings.